The following production is brought to you by the National American Indian Court Judges Association, produced by Buffalo Nickel Creative. This project was supported by grant number 2016 ICBX K003, awarded by the Bureau of Justice Assistance. The Bureau of Justice Assistance is a component of the Department of Justice's Office of Justice Programs, which also includes the Bureau of Justice Statistics, the National Institute of Justice, the Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention, the Office for Victims of Crime, and the SMART Office. Points of view or opinions in this document are those of the author and do not necessarily represent the official position or policies of the U.S. Department of Justice. This video provides an overview of one of the ways the Tulalip tribes of Washington is successfully using traditional justice practices in their justice systems. These practices reflect the values and beliefs of the tribe and are rooted in their native traditions.
Over the last 10 years, the number of heroin-related cases we've had in this court have sort of exploded. And then if you also look at the death rates for Tulalip specifically, Tulalip has members dying from overdose at a rate that's multiples, even in the overall, with the overall rise of opiates. Tulalip's number of deaths to overdose are exponentially higher than the state of Washington generally. So the goals are to really deal with the people in our court that are the highest need and also the highest risk to themselves and the community. We tried dealing with it in the usual way with our regular court, but it didn't really match up because so many people were becoming homeless, so many people were disengaging, and we weren't able to keep track of them in our normal probation system. So we moved to the healing to wellness model to try to have longer term engagement, more frequent engagement, really individualized treatment for them, not just giving them a list of things they had to do and sending them on their way, but actually staffing them and case managing them and working with them and giving them somebody to call. But at the same time, it's an unreasonable expectation that they're just going to be able to quit cold turkey, right? Just walk away from it and be able to follow every order that I give them. So it's really a balancing of trying to work with them and encouraging them to get the medical help that they need so that they don't do the criminal acts that accompany addiction.
Why we wanted a wellness court is to really get people back to where they can be back in their community and contribute to their community in a positive way. So we're looking at not just the drug and alcohol treatment that you may need, but also your emotional wellness, your spiritual wellness, and it's much more culturally focused. But participants need to learn very quickly that honesty and consistency and personal accountability are kind of the focus. And so it's highly structured. It's a highly structured program. They've got a lot of things they have to do.
In our program, we have 5 stages, and they have to complete each stage to be able to get to graduation. In each stage, we have a little bit different to help them progress. So on the first stage, they have to have a physical and a dental exam. And then in stage 2, we start looking at what their goals are, whether they have a high school diploma or GED. We don't require our clients to get a high school diploma or GED because some people just can't do it. Other courts require it. You can't go through the program if you don't. Instead, we look at job skills. So what kind of job skills training can you do? What will be beneficial for you? Stage 3, they start working on their life skills. So we require them to do 30 hours of life skills. And then stage 4 is when they start working on their community give back. So they have 40 hours of community give back that they have to do. We don't charge a fee for wellness court. And when you have someone who's already in addiction and they don't have money and they're trying to stay clean and sober, how do they pay for that? So we thought having them do 40 hours of giving back to their community was payment in itself. Stage 5, they have to complete their give back hours. They have to complete the assignment with their treatment provider. They have to make sure any community service hours that they had are done as well. They have to be in school or have a job at this point. And then if they've completed all that, after that 120 days, they can go to their graduation and commencement ceremony. And one of the things is we just implemented, we have the elders panel, and we were trying to figure out a way for the elders panel to be more involved with wellness court.
Kids that are in trouble, or people first time in trouble, being at the wrong place at the wrong time, you know, they get punished. And we could say, let's give them a chance.
Most of the ones that come in don't have any grandfathers and grandmothers, and we play that role here. We had so many elders out here that was willing to share their support as a grandmother or a grandfather and the love they had for our people, young people, to be able to get them successful. So we just try to give them some advice each one of us have, you know, so it isn't just one of us. So we got 7 of us on here on this committee that I really appreciate, gives good advice to the ones on some of the culture they need to work on. They'll help them get past some of the things they're going through.
We're not here to downbeat them, we're here to lift them up, because they're out there on their own and nobody guide them. So we try to help them.
In the traditional court, your sanction normally is jail time. So when you do something wrong, you get thrown in jail. Jail doesn't do anything.
They hate it in the beginning. At the end, it's not that they don't hate it, but they're used to it. And so it becomes an environment that they learn the ins and outs of how to survive in it. And over time, frankly, you know, jail is just another part of their life.
I feel like, at least from what I've seen here on our reservation, they don't have any like understanding of a different way of life, right? And so wellness court provides that, like gives them an opportunity, right? Like them showing up every week or them doing whatever's being asked, like that gives them, every day that they stay clean, that gives them one more chance. I got into drugs when I was 12 years old, and I don't know, once I started, it was just kind of like going down the rabbit hole, and started like getting in trouble at a really young age, and it kind of just followed me. And as I got older, I got into like harder drugs. Like I've been to treatment, inpatient treatment, over a dozen times, and I just kind of like had to really get real with myself, and I knew one day my chances were gonna run out. Through wellness court, like I was really reluctant at first, you know, and I fought it, and I caused a lot of trouble for myself, and I ran, but once I finally like surrendered and decided to like change and continue to go forward, I decided to, like when I did Snohomish County Drug Court, all I did was like get a job, right? And I went to work and did whatever Snohomish County Drug Court wanted me to do. But like wellness court, I don't know, I wanted to like create something for my future, right? Something to look forward to. Like I have a son, he's 7 years old, and I lost custody of him when he was 3 months old. And in November, I got him back. And so like I fought for my son for the first time. I am in school. I go to school for nutritional therapy. Never tried to go to school before, you know, and like I work full time, and it's things like that. Like I have goals today, and that's what I didn't do before. And like I see lives transform, you know, not just my own, but like everybody else.
For more information on innovative programs and to learn about how your tribe can receive the free training services offered by NYJA, please visit our website at www.naicja.org.